Hey there, Shill lovers, and welcome to a hot off the presses, brand spanking new episode of Shill Busters. Now, it's been a while since I've made one of these Shill videos, right? But I just couldn't resist making this one. Anyway, this video is about a Colombian pro-CCP YouTuber or sycophant called Fernando, but I like to call him Furpuby or Furpubes. This guy posts illegal videos onto a banned platform from his illegal VPN in China, and he parrots pro-CCP propaganda. What a surprise! This Furpuby guy, he's been on my radar for quite some time now, but to be honest with you guys, I've always put off making a video about him because, to be frank, this guy is just so goddamn boring. Honestly, if you're having trouble falling asleep, if you're suffering from a little bit of insomnia, just put on one of this guy's videos in the background and you're gonna nod off to sleep straight away. He's that boring. Anyway, I finally decided to make a video about this guy for 3 reasons. Now, the first reason, and this is absolutely the most important reason, is that Furpuby has recently been on a mission attempting to prove that nothing nefarious is happening in Xinjiang, and the benign, harmless CCP are definitely not oppressing the Uyghurs and putting them into re-education centers or concentration camps or whatever you want to call it. Now, the second reason, and this is a more personal reason, recently I posted a comment on one of Furpuby's videos. I pretty much said, hey, nice dancing. This was on a video where he was dancing in Xinjiang and acting all happy and trying to be cool. I literally just said, nice dancing. And he replied to me, he told me to go F myself. Can you believe the cheek of this Furpuby? This was a perfectly harmless comment, okay? Okay, I was taking the piss, but there's no need to tell me to go F myself, Furpuby, you naughty boy. And finally, the third reason, and this reason just isn't very important at all, but honestly, I just really want to fuck with this pro-CCP sycophant. So anyway, let's get to it, guys. So Furpuby went on this recent mission, I guess you could call it, to Xinjiang to prove to all of us that the benevolent, benign, caring and kind CCP, they're not oppressing the Uyghurs, but instead they're just helping them by putting them in these re-education centers. And now, when he went to Xinjiang, he showed us absolutely nothing. He went to some touristy square and walked around a little bit. He showed us a night market where he hardly showed us anything, and he didn't interact really with any of the locals. I guess maybe his Chinese is not good enough. And he also filmed some choppy, low frame rate dance. I think it was a live stream actually. Basically, he showed us absolutely nothing, okay? And most importantly, I really want to stress this, he actually only filmed himself. Now check out this quick clip to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So if you watch some of Furpuby's videos where he's showing us the real Xinjiang, you'll notice that he's got the camera, the lens set up on a shallow depth of field. That means that the subject is completely in focus and the background is blurred out, very much like you can see in this shot that I've got set up here. Now, if he wanted to show us the real Xinjiang, why would he have the camera set up this way? Why is he completely in focus and the background, which is what everybody wants to see from a Xinjiang video, they want to see what's happening in the background, is completely blurred out and you can't make out anything that's going on. Now, I've heard Furpuby complain about Winston and Sea Milk using the green screen, but he might as well be standing in front of a green screen. What a waste of a trip to go all the way to Xinjiang to prove us all that there's no re-education camps and all of this stuff, and that Chinese government are doing an amazing job there and not even filming the background. What a complete amateur Furpuby is. So in order to let you guys further understand what I'm talking about, I want to share with you this little analogy. Not that you really need this analogy to see how ridiculous Fernando's little mission to Xinjiang was, but I think it's quite a good one. So anyway, this guy went to Xinjiang with the intent on showing us that the Uyghurs are not being oppressed by the CCP, right? So what did he do? He completely avoided all of the places where the people have accused the CCP of oppressing Uyghurs. He didn't visit not one of these re-education centers. So let's just imagine that I want to make a video to prove that Area 51 in Nevada does not exist, right? What's the first thing that I should do? Bingo! I would find the location of Area 51 on the map, I'd take my camera there, and I'd go and film it. I would not go to Las Vegas, hang out on the strip, film some people, go to watch some showgirls, hang out in a casino, and then film myself on shallow depth of field somewhere in the US, not showing anything going on in the background. Now can you see how ridiculous Fernando's little trip to Xinjiang actually is? If I wanted to prove the re-education centers were not bad places, if the CCP was in fact doing harmless re-education to these Uyghurs, I would definitely try to visit one of these places. In many ways, Fernando has proven that something sinister and nefarious could be happening because he wasn't allowed to visit these places. Now, why on earth was he not allowed to visit these places? So, to conclude, Fernando has absolutely no idea what he's talking about and doesn't have a clue what he's doing. This guy is just a pro-CCP sycophant who's pandering to a Chinese nationalist audience in order to make himself feel like a big man, to boost his ego, to fuel his narcissistic tendencies. Think about it this way. This guy, when he had his channel called China Teacher Brand and was actually trying to make some honest videos about the ESL industry, he had hardly any views. But then all of a sudden, he starts parroting CCP propaganda and pandering to the nationalists. And now he gets this Wu Mao injection and gets thousands of more subscribers and thousands more views. This guy is loving the attention. He's loving getting all of these stock comments on his YouTube video from the Wu Maos and the nationalists. He's really, really loving this attention, and he just craves more. So he just keeps going deeper and deeper into this CCP propaganda. Well, good job, Fernando. Anyway, he showed us Xinjiang. He went there, but he showed us absolutely nothing about what he was trying to prove to us, right? Now, I'm sure that during the Nazi occupation of Poland during the Second World War, there were some Nazi sympathizers who could have went to one of the Jewish ghettos in Poland, right? They could have snapped some photos of some Jewish people getting on with their daily lives, looking all happy and cheerful, and then send those photos back to the UK, show people in the UK that Jews are not being persecuted in Poland. Well, meanwhile, somewhere in Auschwitz, thousands upon thousands of Jewish people are being put to death, right? So am I saying that what's happening to the Uyghurs in Xinjiang is exactly the same as what happened to the Jewish people during the Second World War? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I would rather take the word of the media all around the world reporting about the nefarious things that are happening in Xinjiang than take Fernando and the CCP's word for it, okay? So good job, Fernando. You're doing a great job of parroting that pro-CCP propaganda. Keep it up, mate. Those Wu Maos are coming in. And also, I find it hilarious, your little war that you're having with Barry of the Dead, the zombie himself. He's accusing you of plagiarizing his video. Well, this is something very common that happens in China, plagiarism. So Fernando, you could probably get away with plagiarizing whatever you want. So I have one more question to ask Fernando. Maybe it's a little bit personal, but here we go, okay? I want to know, what's going on with the earring? Now, what I mean by that is, not why do you wear an earring, you know, because actually I think piercings are quite cool. Back in my old punk rock days, I used to have several piercings. So it's not asking you why do you wear the earring. What I want to know is, why did you decide to take the piercing out? Wasn't that piercing part of your identity? Did you take it out because you're working now for CCP, state-run media, and one of their requirements is for a man not to wear an earring? If so, then why are you willing to change your identity to placate state-run media? If you're willing to do that, what I'm trying to get to here is you must be willing to just go to any length and do anything to make them happy. So how could we take what you're saying and what you're doing seriously? Seriously, for Puby, I thought that your piercing, your tragus piercing or whatever it is, was part of your identity. You know, when people watch your videos, they see this cool, edgy fur Puby wearing his little earring, right? But now you've taken it out, you're just Fernando, the bolden old dude who sold himself out to the CCP. I know you're desperate, mate, but come on. So anyway, guys, that's it for another Shill Busters video. I hope you enjoyed watching. For Puby, sort it out, mate, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
Hi, hello, welcome to another video by Fernando. Today, I'm going to be talking about the latest Bloomberg attempt at attacking Xinjiang industries. In this case, Xinjiang industries. In this case, the politics. Season the one who has so very much, and until I see you again, take it easy, and bye for now.